Greetings, seekers of the unknown, and welcome to this realm of revelations and mysteries. Today, we will venture down less trodden paths, exploring secrets that defy conventional understanding. Before we delve into this enigma, allow me to share a maxim that will guide our journey. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. These words, steeped in esoteric meaning, remind us that true will is the key to unraveling the fabric of the universe. On this channel, we will embark together on a quest for hidden truths, challenging the boundaries of the known. This is a space for those yearning for self-knowledge, for the courageous who wish to plunge into the abyss of understanding. Don't forget to subscribe to not miss out on upcoming revelations, and share your reflections in the comments below. Here, we will build a community of esoteric explorers, sharing our experiences and learning from one another. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. May these words resonate in your minds as we unveil together the secrets that lie beyond the veil of reality. May this journey be filled with discoveries and enlightenment. Let us then enter the realms of the unknown. This is our sanctuary of hidden wisdom. Welcome to the eternal quest for truth. Greetings, seekers of the occult and disciples of the veiled light. Today, on Aleister Crowley's diary, we will venture into the depths of one of the oldest and most terrifying mysteries, the nature of the Archons, those who move in the shadows, the agents of Yaldabaoth the Demiurge, the usurper who proclaimed himself the creator of this material world, a realm of illusions and prisons for the human soul. Do not be deceived, for what I am about to reveal is not for the faint of heart or for those still trapped in the veil of the flesh's illusions. To understand the Archons, we must first return to the beginning. Not to the beginning of time, as some may suppose, but to the beginning of the deception that gave birth to this material prison. For the world we know is not, in fact, the work of the true divinity. It is a counterfeit, a distortion of the original perfection created by an entity called Yaldabaoth. He is the Demiurge, the imperfect architect, who in his ignorance declared himself the only God, the creator of all things. But do not mistake Yaldabaoth for a benevolent God. He is nothing more than a usurper. Yaldabaoth arose from chaos, born in an act of ignorance and pride. He is described as having the form of a lion with the head of a serpent, a representation of destructive and deceptive power. He did not understand the truth, nor did he know the fullness of the supreme divinity, known by the Gnostics as the Pleroma. Yaldabaoth, in his arrogance, separated himself from the light and formed this imperfect material cosmos, which we humans inhabit. He declared himself the only God, and through his imposing voice, he proclaimed, "I am God, and there is no other besides me." However, this declaration is nothing more than an empty echo in the great abyss of his own ignorance. But the Demiurge on his own does not possess absolute power. He needed assistants, agents to ensure that his creation was kept under control. And this is where the Archons come in. These beings are his extensions, his shadows. They are the jailers of the cosmic prison. They are the ones who keep the human soul captive within the chains of matter, preventing it from returning to the source from which it came, the true divine realm, the Pleroma. Each Archon has its domain, its sphere of power. They are closely associated with the 7 classical planets of ancient astrology: Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Sun, Venus, Mercury, and Moon. Each of these planets is governed by an Archon, who exerts his influence over the souls that incarnate in the material world. They are the invisible rulers of the forces of destiny, the flesh, desire, and death. They are cosmic jailers, ensuring that souls remain confined to the cycles of birth and death, never glimpsing the truth that lies beyond this false creation. The Archons are not all the same. They form a hierarchy, with Yaldabaoth at the top. Below him, there are 7 main Archons, who govern the planetary spheres mentioned earlier. These 7 Archons are powerful entities, but they should not be mistaken for benevolent gods or protective angels. They are, in fact, cruel guardians of spiritual imprisonment. Each Archon is responsible for maintaining the illusory order of the material cosmos. They impose fate upon incarnated souls, forcing them to follow the cycles of birth and death, kept in ignorance of their true divine potential. These entities feed off human suffering and passions, for it is through these weaknesses that they maintain their power over the world. At the most basic level, the Archons manipulate the destiny of individuals, regulating the cosmic forces that govern material life. The passions, desires, and fears that dominate human existence are all tools used by these beings to keep souls captive to matter. By stimulating pleasures and pains, they distract us from the true purpose of our existence, spiritual liberation. At the center of this oppressive system is Yaldabaoth the Demiurge. Although he created the material cosmos, he did not do so with true knowledge or benevolent intention. His creation is a prison, and in his arrogance, he believes himself to be the only God. But Yaldabaoth is in fact a usurper of the true divine power. He is a blind and ignorant creature, born from primordial chaos and distorted in his own perception of divinity. Yaldabaoth's arrogance is his weakness, and those who understand his true nature can resist his influence. He is the creator of this material world, but not of ultimate reality. His power is limited to the physical cosmos, and his tyranny endures only as long as souls remain ignorant of their true spiritual nature. The relationship between the Archons and humanity is at best parasitic. They feed on our weaknesses and limitations. Every impulse of desire, every moment of suffering, every act of ignorance strengthens them. They hide in the depths of the collective unconscious, manipulating the course of human history to ensure that we remain trapped in the wheel of samsara, the eternal cycle of birth, death, and reincarnation. The Archons create illusions to divert us from the path of liberation. They distract us with the pleasures of the flesh, the vices of the ego, and the pains of mundane existence. Through these illusions, they keep the mind and spirit of humanity in a state of ignorance, preventing us from seeing the truth. However, there are those who have managed to escape the dominion of the Archons. The Gnostics, the enlightened ones who achieve superior knowledge, Gnosis, can see beyond the illusions of this material world. They understand that the true nature of existence lies beyond the creation of the Demiurge and the Archons. They know that the human soul is divine, born of the Pleroma, and destined to return to its spiritual origin. The path to escape the Archons is through Gnosis, the direct and experiential knowledge of true divinity. This knowledge is not intellectual or philosophical, but an inner realization, a spiritual revelation that transcends the limitations of the material mind. Those who attain Gnosis are able to break the chains that bind them to matter and return to the Pleroma, the realm of light. Gnosis is the key to liberation from the Archons. By acquiring this higher knowledge, the soul is able to transcend the powers of the Demiurge and his servants. It frees itself from the cycle of birth and death and finds its true divine nature. The process of achieving Gnosis, however, is arduous and dangerous. The Archons will do everything in their power to prevent souls from discovering the truth. They will cast illusions and obstacles in the seeker's path. But for those who persevere, for those who dare to see beyond the lies of the material world, the reward is eternal freedom. And now, I leave you with a final reflection, disciples of Aleister Crowley's diary. How far are you willing to go to discover the truth? Will you continue to live your lives under the illusions imposed by Yaldabaoth and his Archons? Or will you dare to challenge the false gods who control this imperfect cosmos? The choice is yours, and only those who dare to seek the light beyond matter will find liberation. So, my advice to you is simple. Do not trust the appearances of this world, for it is a prison forged in the flames of ignorance. The truth lies beyond, and the path to finding it begins with the courage to question everything we believe to be real. As we conclude this journey through the veils of knowledge, allow me to share one last reflection before we part ways. Love is the law, love under will. These transcendental words resonate in the essence of our existence, a constant reminder that even in the shadows of the unknown, the power of love is the light that guides our path. The pursuit of truth, the exploration of mysteries, all of it is permeated by the fabric of love, intricately woven with our deepest will. As you venture forth on your own journeys, may love be your compass and will, your flame. I thank you for sharing this time in this sanctuary of wisdom. May the revelations we've uncovered together inspire you to continue your quest for knowledge and truth. Until our next encounter in the corridors of mystery, may love and will always be with you.